Hello everybody, Ian Lee here. Welcome to episode 3 of Jazz and Western Swing Violin 101. Yeah, so I'm doing this little series within my YouTube channel. Thought it would be just a great place to be with this for a while, and just going over, what I consider to be some essential and basic things in learning to play in this style, and when learning how to improvise, and just understanding the language that's being spoken just as much as anything, right? So when someone says a major 7 chord, for example, which is the subject of the last 2 episodes, and I want to go over that one more time in this episode, you understand what that means, how it's built, what it looks like on your instrument, etc. So let's just do a quick review. So what is a major 7 chord? A major 7 chord is a major triad. So our basic chords that we know are triads. They are major, minor, diminished, and augmented. And those 4 basic triads, and then we have extensions that get built on top of them. So we were playing with, I think, D major 7. So for example, D major is spelled D, F sharp, A. On the violin, we could play that open D, F sharp, or the second finger on the D string, and then an open A. So we can spell it out like that. And then what we do is we throw in what's called the major 7th. Now, there's a couple tricks to finding the major 7th. That scale degree, when you're trying to build that chord, is always a half step below the octave of the chord that you're playing. So if I were to play an arpeggio, and if I went like this, D, F sharp, A, D. Okay, if I did that, all I'd have to do is put my second finger right below my third, lift up, and then I have my major 7th chord tone. And it's that sound. Ba-da-da-da. It's a very pretty sound, used quite a lot. You'll hear it maybe at the end of a song, like the song ends in. Play a little line. Something like that, get all romantic on everybody with your sounds. So that's one way, but if we understand how it's built, what we have to do is take a look at the D major scale. And if we look at the major scale, we have D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And what we do is we play a note, skip a note. Okay, so we play D, we skip E, play F sharp, skip G, play A, skip B. And that's how you build chords out of scales anyways. So you start on any degree of, take any scale, melodic minor, harmonic minor, major, whatever you want to do, And you just build, you take the scale degree, you play a note, skip a note, play that note, skip that note, play that note, skip that note, and then you play, and you have 4 chord tones, and that's your 4-note chord that you get to build. So that's how we built that. Now, D major does exist in 2 keys. Every major 7 chord exists in 2 keys. So D major 7 exists in D, and it's also the 4 chord in the key of A. So every major 7 chord has 2 keys that it exists in. But we'll get into that later. Anyways, actually, there's really nothing complicated about that. What I wanted to show you today, specifically around the violin, is a exercise that I've actually only played in my head. I haven't played it out loud yet, but I've played variations of it. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe you can master it more than I ever will, and then you can teach me something. So we're going to play major 7 chords in root position. Now, what does that mean? That means that, for example, what I just did here with D means I'm playing a major 7 chord from the root of the chord, D, F sharp, A, C sharp. If I were to play a D major 7 chord starting from the 3rd of the chord, or first inversion, I would play it from F sharp, open A, C sharp, and then I have to play a D like that. Like that. Yeah, I had to think about it. I was like, wait. So we're going to play major 7 chords in root position. So that means the first note we always play is the root of the chord. And it's cool because what this will do is give our fingers the shapes of how these things lay out on the violin, and it's all repeatable across the string sets because the violin is tuned in fifths, and the way it all works, it's a really wonderful little exercise. So we'll start with the open string G. It's the lowest we can go, and we'll go. So that's open, 2, open, 2. And then we're gonna start on A flat, and then we're gonna play C with our third finger, E flat, and then, excuse me, what am I missing here? G. And that's a shape right there. So that's a cool thing right there, because anywhere you put that shape, let's say someone says, play B major 7. Now what you can do is go up to like this B note here on your A string and just play that same shape. 1, stretched out 3, 1, stretched out 3. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't know what's in a B major 7 chord by any means, or you should know how it's spelled or any of those things, but you can still rely on these shapes to get you where you need to go in a moment. So we're playing through this, and then, so we're going up chromatically. And now we're going to use the same shape, but we're going to put our first finger on the A note instead of the A flat. Beautiful. And then we're going to put our second finger on B flat now. And a B flat major 7 is second finger, open D, second finger on the D string, and then an open A. Or you can use your fourth finger for the A. Then we're going to play a B major 7, but in what I think some people call half position. And we're going to start it with our third finger on that B on the G string. And we're going to go, and then 1, and then 3 on the D string, and then 1 on the A string. So it looks like this. Okay? And again, all you have to do is shift that same shape up half a step to C. And then we have a new shape. We're going to put our fourth finger on D flat or C sharp. Oh, sorry, I played the wrong thing. Da 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 da. And we're going to play 4, 2 on F, 4 on A flat, and then 2 on C natural. And those are all the shapes we need. And then we can play this across the neck. So I'm going to go ahead and play this for you. Check this out. And it sounds kind of funny, but it's a great little mechanical exercise to get you thinking and feeling these shapes in first position, which is the whole point of this, is to really get your brain to wrap around. And as you're going through the chords, make sure you're thinking about them. You don't have to rush through this or anything. You can just go, okay, G major 7, A flat, A, B flat major 7, B major 7, C major 7, D flat, and then D, F, I missed F, sorry. On and on and on and on until you can't go any further in first position. You can also do it where you go up in G major 7, and you come down in A flat major 7. So, on and on. You could do that. And there's some other really cool ways we can go about that. But we'll leave that be for now. That's enough for you to chew on. So have fun with that exercise. Do the back and forth thing. And yeah, I think next week we'll go ahead and dive into 6 chords, which can also be minor 7 chords, depending on how we look at them. All right, happy practicing.